What is good, everyone? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video, and today we're going to be doing some more Geoguessr Guess the ELO. I've had my fans send me in videos of themselves playing some Geoguessr duels, and I'm just going to guess at the end of each video what I think their rating on duels is. I wasn't so accurate so far in the series, but it's been a lot of fun. So let's get straight into the first video here today. Guys, if you could give the video a like, that would really help me out in the algorithm. Much appreciated. And let's see what our friend here is playing like. So first one here, looking like we might even have some Romanian language or something like that. We do have dark backs of the signs here as well, so that would probably fit for Romania. So immediately trying to gauge what our opponent is going to be thinking about those dark backs of the sign here. It is a bit difficult though, because we've got round poles, which you would normally not see in Romania apart from in urban places, but he figures it out, so that's immediately a good strike for our opponent. Like, I enjoy the fact that he was able to get Romania off little information there. The language is probably what gave it to him, but yeah, impressive stuff. Okay, next one here, and we are looking at maybe some more Europe here, I would say. Definitely the cobblestone feels that way, but not really checking around for clues at the start here, just going for some bigger ones, I think. Okay, comes across a .pt URL here, so that's definitely going to be quite useful. It's interesting, like, I didn't actually see the yellow on the plates as we first loaded into the round, but now that I know it's Portugal, I can actually see it quite clearly, so it is interesting. It ends up being all the way in Porto there, neither player doing too much damage here. Interesting that our protagonist here has his settings to miles instead of kilometers, so maybe an American player. So we'll see if we get any good North American guesses out of him in the future here. Okay, we have language here, looks kind of Baltic to me. Folded backs of the signs here, definitely Baltic as well. Oh, he's gonna have to guess based off vibes here. I think there's not really too much in urban Baltics that can differentiate them. Although I think we do have like a green blur here, kind of just a vaguely green blur to the coverage. So I would say Estonia, most likely, right? We enter some Generation 4 coverage. That could help him out, although not too much these days now that all the Baltics have it. And he's gonna go through to this road. Again, still not sure. So I would expect a more experienced player to maybe go for a guess at this point, but if you want to be certain, that's not a bad idea, of course. Yeah, plus 370, I believe, is Estonia, and then maybe it's 371 and 372 for the next two down, if you know what I mean, in the Baltics. So yeah, kind of a longer round here. Neither player particularly confident. We can find out what the country is here if we go up to that pedestrian crossing sign. So we're gonna see if our opponent, or if our guy knows that. It's actually a Lithuanian one, I think, with the detached neck, right? Yeah, .lt. So I was wrong. It wasn't a green blur at all, and I guess the language did make sense more for Lithuania indeed. So I guess taking the time has paid off here. Vilnius seems like a good guess to me. Kind of gives me slight capital city vibes, so I can definitely see it being there. Apart from that, I mean, yeah, okay. Is he going to find something? Oh, Kaunas. It says Kaunas. So that's, well worked out. And it is a fairly difficult round, although it's a small country, and I expect our opponent will recognize that it's at least Baltics. But I've learned from last Guess the ELO that it's better not to guess based on what the opponent does. It's better to just look at what he does. So even though our opponent did a bad guess here, our protagonist has done a good job. So 2,000 points damage there, a good little result. And we move to the next round, which looks maybe more this guy's neck of the woods, maybe. Yeah, in the Americas this time. Probably not actually that much, but it is Peru. We got the Peruvian pole, so I'd expect him, if he was a bit like a high echelon player, to recognize the Peruvian poles and go quickly here. He sees the yellow plate, which I hope he won't go Colombia here. There's nowhere this dry and mountainous in Colombia, so he probably will recognize that it's Peru soon enough here. Our opponent guesses, that's good. So now we actually get to see our guy under pressure here. It's a bit different to the previous rounds, I feel. And will he recognize it? Black car, he should here, and he does. Lima seems like a decent guess, and it is just Lima, yeah. Opponent goes in Colombia based on the yellow plate as well. So I think the opponent quite low rated here, but I think our protagonist quite good. Unless this is just a cherry-picked game, so to speak. Okay, next one's the healing round, so let's see how the opponent does here. Looking like it's going to be somewhere in, is it Hong Kong or is it Taiwan? Going down the road. Well, he doesn't really need to heal at all. He can just go for a guess here, but looks like it's Taiwan to me. We're driving right hand side of the road, so yeah, it should be. And opponent, yeah, is really weak, but our guy is strong. He's definitely making all the right calls, and pretty consistently too. Okay, next one here. This should be a game-ending round. It looks quite rural to me at this stage. And yeah, so it should be somewhere in maybe Botswana, South Africa, something like that. I'm actually not too sure on the country here. I guess it's Botswana, but I just can't really place exactly where it would be. So I guess we'll find out if we have some yellow number plates or something like that. Our guy is looking at Eswatini. I guess Eswatini is possible, but I thought it was too dry for there maybe, so we'll find out. I think it's like Francistown or something like that, based on the landscape. Definitely knows that the sun is there. Ends up being Gaborone, yeah, so it is Botswana there. Neither player getting it, but that's enough to knock out EP, just. So a well-played game there, and that is it for the video. So now we have to consider what we think this guy's ELO is. So based on previous, I would say this guy's 1,000 plus. I would say this guy's 1,000 plus, but only just. I would say maybe a flat 1,000 actually works here. Or maybe a flat 900. Yeah, it's difficult to say, like, but the Romania guess at the start was very impressive. So, yeah, I want to say flat 1,000 here. Let's check out what he actually is. And he's going to be 950. That's a really, really good guess. So it ends up having played 500 games, 200 duels, and 300 or 400 street games. So pretty well played to Les there. Well done. And let's move into the next game here, which is Brainy DC. So yeah, this should be an interesting one. 2 avatar players here. And let's get straight into the second duel here. Can I be as accurate as I was last time? Because that was a good guess, for sure. Okay, next one here. So starting off with a pretty obvious Philippines. If he is good, he's going to recognize that it's right-hand drive, and he does. So yeah, and this kind of like tuk-tuk thing is, all these kind of tuk-tuk things are very common. It looks like he's actually trying to region guess, like he's got a lot going through his head, so I like that. Probably means maybe a higher rated opponent or a higher rated player, but it ends up being northern there. Interesting. I don't blame the southern guess. We saw quite a few palms, so I thought it might be more southern myself. But okay, misses that one. That's okay though. I have faith that this guy's pretty good. We'll see though. That's just the vibe he gave me on the first round here. So next one. If he goes down the road here, we should see quite a bit more, I think. We're lacking a... we do have like small plates here. Could this be Malta or something like that? I didn't actually see which side of the road we're driving, but yeah, it's actually hard to tell. Do we have language there? That's Greek language. That makes sense. Looks like Malta, we got Generation 4 Greek language. Should be like downtown Athens then, I reckon. If it's this dense, he should guess. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, he gets the marker down. That's good. And he's going to be close, isn't he? Oh, it is Patras. There we go. There we go. Patras, the home of Nakas. And it's going to be a little bit of damage there. Nothing too significant at all. So, yeah, not too much of an eventful start here. Just a bit of damage done by the opponent so far. And we are looking at some kind of European highway. We're driving right. And we have language here, so we'll recognize that. I think that is Hungarian, right? I think Hungarian makes sense there, though I'm not entirely sure. Would like to see some of these shields, and so it looks like he's going to go and see them. That is a Hungarian ballad, so yeah, should be somewhere in Hungary here. The O with the, I guess it's not normal in Hungarian, but the O with the double dot is definitely something you see quite a lot in Hungary and not in so many other countries. Okay, he's going to miss it based on a language here. This is understandable though. We do have a green number plate there actually. That green number plate is like a Hungarian electronic vehicle, and so that's going to be big damage. Going to lose about 2,000 points there, a bit more. So yeah, no good for our protagonist here. Connor's bad is he's not playing badly, and that guess was understandable, but definitely rough in terms of points. So immediately going for New Delhi here. Okay, I like it. I like it. That's definitely a guess that makes sense. And yeah, it should just be New Delhi with this wide coverage. And our opponent is good. Our opponent knows it as well. So both players guessing quickly there. I would say he's very active in the community if he gets that so quickly. Probably grinding Geoguessr a bit these days. Okay, healing round. This is a good opportunity for us to get back into the game here. Looks like it's going to be low cam Switzerland. Almost felt more Japanese off the bat, but yeah, definitely Switzerland. How's this feel more Italian? Let's see where he guesses in Switzerland here. He's got 10 seconds. He shouldn't take so much time walking around, I think. Should be going for the more accurate guess. But okay, he wants to go Austria here. He doesn't know Locam. That's very interesting. And yeah, it is just, yeah, all the way south next to Italy in Switzerland. So not bad in terms of healing, but our opponent, again, a bit closer. So it seems to be someone, Connor, is less reliant on meta there. And here we have some Australia. This should be interesting. Taking a look around, we have the Australian ballads. This should be pretty obvious to any experienced player. Looking for the plate here, is he? No, he's looking at the bins. Now you look at the plate. It's got a bit of red on the bottom, but I'm not really sure if that's trustworthy. I think that's just the dealership where it was sold. I think we've probably had some Queensland polls there, so where's he going to go? Actually going to pick the right city. Oh, he's going to be very close here, I think. Look at this. Yeah, he's absolutely close. And that is going to be massive damage here. 1.5 times is going to net him 4,000 damage for outskirts of Brisbane. I don't really know if he knew, but it was a good result. So well done to him there. And we move to the next round here, which looks like Po Valley, maybe, in Italy, I could say. A yellow filled in construction zone in certain European countries and not others. Do we have Italian plates? We don't have Italian plates here, so where is this? Okay, so it's going to be somewhere in Bucharest in Romania, of course. Ooh, does he know it? Okay, it's 300 kilometers away, so he's getting a bit far away, I think. It should be maybe Bulgaria or just Romania, I think. And it is, yeah, just in the middle of Romania there. But the opponent goes in Israel. Wow, an interesting win there. So neither player striking me as experienced there, but definitely not a bad game. So where are we going to put this guy? If he gets Brisbane there, I'm pretty impressed. So I could say like 700s, high 700s here, maybe even 800. I might give him 811, but maybe that's a bit optimistic. He might be a bit lower here, so let's see. Put this one in the description. By the way, in terms of submissions, you can submit if you want, but I'd probably have enough for the next few episodes, or at least for the next 5 episodes or something, so should be okay. But let's check out what Connor's bat is. 811 was our prediction, and 724, not a bad prediction there. 700 was my first thought, then I kind of bumped him up because I thought I liked some of his thought processes. But yeah, he's actually played more than our previous guy. He's actually played almost 1,000 games there. But you never know how much people have watched videos, watched streams and whatnot, so yeah, it's all a bit relative, isn't it? Okay, so here's the final one. This one's the longest one of them all, by Tozy. And let's see how he goes here. So should be an interesting game. And Tozy's name I've seen before. I know he's a decent player, so this should be interesting to see if I can, someone who I slightly know about, see if he's actually, up there on duels or not. But we have the yellow rear plate here. We're driving left-hand side of the road. This seems like a good guess to me. Maybe a bit further north, but I can honestly see south as well. So we'll find out soon enough here, but this is a decent guess, I think. And yeah, it is just near Birmingham there. And the Ireland guess from the opponent with the yellow rear plate is not that good, but Geoguessr I also know. I think both of these guys playing in my play-along league, so maybe even they queued up at the same time on purpose, but this is interesting. So, okay, next one here. British Isles again, I would say. This one, I agree with the call for Ireland, I can definitely see that. But this one could just be Wales as well. Okay, that house is very Irish, yeah. So, Tozy, okay, Tozy's 1,000 plus, I'm calling it right here. And, okay, yeah, ends up being Isle of Man. That definitely makes sense. Architecture, landscape, both check out there. Although I think I probably would have just gone Ireland myself. So not a bad guess, that's for sure. Doesn't reflect poorly on him at all. Next one here, we have a yellow plate with a blue strip. I'm not sure where that taxi plate is. Could this be Greece? Or maybe just, want to check out like the plates and stuff a bit more here. Maybe even new Croatia. But I actually think this recording is before Croatian Gen 4. So maybe Greece. So maybe Greece then. Let's see. I think that looks like a Greek bin to me. That green one that we just passed. And we got islands as well. So yeah, I think Greece makes sense here. He goes for Sardinia. Okay, I don't hate it. Mediterranean is very difficult. And it can still be there. No, it can still be there. Okay. Something's made him change his mind here. He does go Greece, and it is Greece. Okay, so there we go. Not a bad guess there. Interesting to kind of hedge in the middle, but it pays off. And a good early lead for Tozy here. Tozy. Next one's just in a parking lot, which does obviously provide some challenge here, but fortunately he can move, so it's not as big a deal as when it happens to me. This is English, is it not? So I would assume that we're going to be somewhere in, well, with the white rear plates, it has to be somewhere in Ireland, right? With a blue strip. I think that is exactly what's going on here. He's able to identify it. Thinking of just Dublin here. I think that's a good guess, to be honest. Feels like a big city. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty impressed so far. The guesses that he made weren't too different from mine, apart from the fact that he got Greece a little bit slower. But apart from that, pretty much what I would have done. And he gets a good return for guessing Dublin there. I mean, the very fact that this video is 7 minutes long probably indicates that these players are higher level. I feel like either extremely bad players or extremely good players have long duels, and then everyone else kind of just has middle length or shorter duels. The people in the middle have shorter duels. Okay, here was some Generation 4 Trekker inside inside UAE, and that should normally just be in Sharjah or Dubai, and Geoguessr getting very close there. And we're both up to full health essentially here, so interesting. Let's head into the next round here. 1.5 times damage. Now we see what these guys are made of, really. Especially on a rural round like this. Feels Bulgaria, maybe. Could say Bulgaria is probably most likely. Let's check out the polls. Okay, roofs feel Bulgarian as well. I like it. Yep, signs feel Bulgarian as well. Hungary still the outside possibility here, I think, though Bulgaria more likely. Let's check out this sign. Okay, we got bilinguality, yeah. Or like by two texts, so yeah, with the Cyrillic and the Latin script, we should just be somewhere in Bulgaria here. I'm liking this a lot. The bit rate's a little bit slow in here or whatever, so it's sometimes hard to read, but now that we can see it, he's going for the places here. I think they're going to be too small, although Ko Linovo is findable. Ooh, why is he switching to Greek? No. It's definitely in Bulgaria here. That's without a doubt. Fortunately, he goes for the right guess in the end. Although he just hedges it. He was not able to find that town name. But yeah, this is quintessential Bulgaria, I would say. Although the mountains are not that tall, so in some kind of a valley or something like that. And it ends up being the Ivana there, so that definitely makes sense. In a small valley, I guess, and 1.4k damage against Geosniffer there. Geosniffer constantly a little bit behind within this duel. And okay, here we have some double damage. In Kyrgyzstan, he knows the car, great. And he knows it's the South Mirror. Okay, he saw the South Mirror, and he goes for Osh. Is this Osh or Jalalabad? It has to be one of the two. They're the two cities that have the mirror where less of the road is showing. Ridiculous meta, though it may be. I think Osh is good here, though, because it feels like a bigger city. And it is Osh, and he basically 5Ks there. Wow, he 5K'd in like a few seconds. That's a really good guess. I can understand why he sent me this recording and not another one, because this was definitely a good performance. Okay, 2.5 times damage here on a dirt road in Argentina, maybe Uruguay. Would really think Argentina here. I like this guess near the rivers. Okay, so he's definitely playing solid here, guys. There's no doubt about it. He's playing solid. Yeah, I think I would have gone for a similar guess myself. Further north or south, I'm not even sure. Maybe I would just go similar, to be honest. So maybe it's slightly further north. Let's see where it actually is. It is slightly further north, but yeah, a good guess indeed. And it's going to be huge damage here. 3.8k, almost enough to take out our good mousy friend Geosniffer. But here we move on to triple damage. And this is, surely the game is ending soon, but we have some Israel to extend it out, because we've got the yellow plates and these things here. This black and white is definitely Israeli. So this guy got to be like 1,200, I think. If he plays a lot of duels, then I think he could easily be 1,200. That's my opinion here. And he's able to get it there, very nice. Although, maybe 1,100 might be more accurate based on just a few of the guesses. But the region guesses have been good. That's why I think, no, 1,200 does seem realistic here. Okay, next one here, we got the US Virgin Islands card. He knows it immediately. That's another good sign. He's going to go for the South Island here. I think that makes sense with this landscape, for sure. And it is, very nice. So it's going to be slightly closer there, and he's not going to knock out Geosniffer. Geosniffer, hanging on. The mousetrap has been set, but he's not fallen prey to it yet. Quadruple damage here on round number 11. Baltic of some kind. Can Geosniffer make a little bit of a comeback here? That would be cool. That would be good to see. Oh, he passes an unblurred plate. I think it says LT, Lithuania maybe. Not really sure if it was LT, but well, maybe this doesn't make sense. Some of these houses don't really feel that Lithuanian maybe. Bulgaria maybe even, or like Romania or Hungary or something. Haven't actually made up my mind yet. It's kind of low quality, so it's kind of hard to tell on some of these. But okay, it's one of them. He saw maybe like some kind of poll. He's put his marker in Lithuania. I still think it's possible. Like this house here feels fairly Lithuanian. It was Latvia. Okay, there we go. So LV, not LT. I thought I read correctly, and Geosniffer gets the right country, whereas Tozy does not. Although, as you guys could see, I was kind of a bit confused by the round myself, so I can't really blame him. The next one here is just somewhere in the great country of Mongolia. Now, whereabouts is difficult. He's got a proper guess here. This is interesting. Does he actually recognize the town? If he does, he's probably spent quite a lot of time. Ooh, okay, he recognizes... Ooh, okay. Yeah, definitely 1,200 plus, surely. Or at least he could be if he tried, and he gets it. Wow. Okay. Tozy coming out with a huge game there, 7k points damage on the last round there. I will remember that, that big, that big, exhaust pipe now. But, he wishes everyone who sees this as having a good day. Thank you, Tozy. I'm going to say 1,220. Is that ridiculous? Maybe he will be a bit lower and he just doesn't play enough. But if you're watching this, Tozy, you could get there if you're not that high. So I'm going to go 1,220. And let's see if I'm right about that. and he's just 937. But yeah, definitely an underrated 937. From everything I saw there, definitely underrated. 670 duels games played, only 50% win rate. So I'd expect he's improved quite a lot recently. He's also a Mongolia grinder, probably, because he's been playing some Mongolia there, apparently. So then, well played to Tozy. The other two predictions were pretty good. This one a little bit further off, but I get the feeling, yeah, with 3,000 games played, no, he probably just doesn't play enough to, well, I don't know. He's definitely improved since he was a 50% win rate player. I think he can be more now these days. But yeah, guys, and also good music taste as well. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in a video very soon. As I said, like, submissions are welcome, but not necessary. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, goodbye.